Hey guys, Mike from BTech Reviews here, and today we upgrade my custom build PC. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today I am going to actually do a small upgrade to my PC. So this custom built PC, as you can see here, is a build that I did a couple years ago back in 2017. So just a quick rundown of the specs of this custom built PC. It's running an AMD Ryzen 5 chipset. It does have an MSI Tomahawk motherboard. It's more for gaming. Specifically, even though I really only use this PC for editing and basic internet browsing, I don't really use it for gaming. But I have tested games like Fortnite and Forza, and they seem to work flawlessly on it. Again, the graphics card is a Radeon RX I think 700, if I'm not correct on it. Don't quote me on that, but it's a Radeon series, and it has like 8 gigs of DDR5 RAM. And of course, it's running on 2 SSDs. So the main SSD is 256 gigabytes. And I have a backup SSD that's just there for like external memory. And then of course it's got 16 gigs of RAM. And of course, this does have expansion slots, so I can add in more RAM. But right now, for what I use it for, 16 gigs is very suitable. The reason what I wanted to upgrade, is the fan and the CPU cooler. So I actually ordered some new fans, some new RGB fans that I plan to put up here on the very top. So it's right here, you can see, and let me remove this sticker of Goku really quick, because Goku is amazing and I like to have him there in the background. So anyways, basically up here, you're going to see that I do have a fan up there, but the computer actually has 2 slots for fans. And then I decided to go with blue, so I am going to keep red in the front over here since this is a Corsair tower. And then on the top, I'm going to go with a blue. So I'm going to, again, do this and then show you guys what it looks like before and after, basically. And then this, which is the brand is called Deepcool. It is a CPU cooler, and it has an LED RGB light as well. So this one's gonna hopefully be a little bit better than the stock AMD Ryzen cooler, whatever it's called, the Threadripper cooler, whatever. Again, I don't know, we'll see. This was only about $25 on Amazon though, so hopefully this gets the job done. Not 100% sure if it will. I might have to put on some CPU cooling paste on the processor, and again on the fans. So let's go ahead and take this computer apart, and then we'll get it going, okay? Alright, so before I turn this thing off and disconnect it and everything, I do want to kind of show you guys what the internals look like before I start replacing the fans up there, and of course on the CPU. So right here again, you do see here that the custom layout. Now it's pretty dirty, honestly. It's real dusty. You guys probably can't see it on camera. Maybe you can. There's a little bit of dust over here. I don't believe I have a duster, so I'm just gonna kind of leave it as is, you know what I mean? But pretty much it's running a 650 watt EVGA power source there. And again, it does have a lot of ports over here so that I can add a bunch of stuff, more than one graphics card if I wanted to, or wireless cards, etc., like that. And again, if you guys, if I zoom in just a little bit over here, you'll see the expansion slots for the RAM right there. So right here is where the RAM should be. And again, I do have some sort of wire in between the RAM sticks because of the way the casing is. And again, it is a little bit dusty, so hopefully I can find a little air duster so I can kind of blow some of this dust out before I get all the new stuff going in. Let's go ahead and reverse it back here really quick. There you go. And again, I just wanted to kind of show you guys what it looks on the inside before, and then of course we'll do an after shot. So again, there's the before. All right, so to get things started, first of all, you have to make sure the computer's off, obviously, right? Again, just a small disclaimer, I'm not a computer expert, or I'm not a computer wizard over here. This is just stuff that I'm gonna try to do, and I'm hoping that everything works here. Again, everything should be self-explanatory, as everything should be just plug and play. But if I run into issues, I will go over that as I'm working on the video here. So right now, I did turn the computer off. So first thing you should do always before working on computers is unplugging the power source. So that's going to be the first thing I do. So this is the power cable. And then everything else I'm probably just going to leave plugged in, just because You know, that stuff shouldn't really matter too hard. Although I do have like a hard drive connected to this, so I will go ahead and disconnect any USB hubs that I have connected to this really quick. As far as like the computer wires or anything like that, like the the monitor cable, etc., like that, I'll go ahead and just leave that in. Shouldn't affect it too much. Let's take a look here. I think everything else looks good. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna lay the computer down now really quick. I'll go ahead and set the camera up a little bit differently so we can check that out, and then we'll get it going, okay? All right, so I already got the computer unplugged and everything like that. So first thing first is I did find some air, dusters here. So I am gonna actually go ahead and just, get some stuff out of here so it can be a little bit cleaner. And I'm hoping I'm doing this right. I hope I'm not messing up the motherboard over here, because again, these compressed air. I just try to get all the dust out of the fans and everything like that. Like you can see the fans there are just extremely dirty. That's okay. So anyways, and again, I'm probably throwing out the compressed air the wrong way, but that's okay. As long as it turns back on, that's the only thing that I'm hoping for. Okay, I'm starting to get dizzy just smelling that. So of course you're gonna need the right tools here. So definitely I want to make sure that I'm using the correct screwdrivers, etc. like that. So I do have a small a set of screwdrivers over here that I'm plan to use. I just need to make sure that everything fits. It looks like everything's Phillips head. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to remove this, which actually I probably should have left the computer standing, just because you need to see where the wire goes. So it looks like I actually snaked the wire underneath here. So the cool part about this is I can actually remove the back plate over here and then run the wires from the back. You know what I mean? Again, I don't know if I'm gonna 100% do that, but for the most part, I do want to add another fan right here next to it. That's why. So you can see here that there's one fan. So that's the purpose of this. This should be a 2-fan pack, I believe, or at least I hope. I'm gonna have to double check, and then we'll get that going. But let me go ahead and get this one removed really quick. All right, so you can see that I already got that set of fans off, which this fan that I had going, actually I pulled off from another PC tower that I had, and actually this is probably gonna go back. That was from the Roswell PC tower that I purchased, and I really like the LED light that was in it, but this one will probably go back into that PC, and I will actually probably do another build. So that one is going to go out, and I am actually going to probably pull out the AMD processing fan as well, just because that other one, the fans are kind of huge. So I might not be able to put both fans in here. We'll see. Again, this is a really big tower, by the way, for the actual device itself or whatever, or for the motherboard itself. But for the most part, let me see if I can get this unscrewed here again. I'm gonna go ahead and remove the fan here. So there's really only 4 screws holding in the fan, and then of course the power wire for it. Then you might have 1 or 2 wires that you have to unplug there, but for the most part, this is an AM4 chipset. And again, this fan has done pretty good, you know what I mean? I just want the PC to be cooled a little better than what it is, you know what I mean? So, again, make sure you never touch the actual tip of the screwdriver to the motherboard here, because then if not, you're going to go. And of course, for people that work with PCs on a regular basis, people know that, if you have any type of static or whatever, that you need to ground yourself. Otherwise, if you touch, again, the motherboard, you're going to fry the motherboard. So let's hope that I don't do that. I did touch metal prior to me doing this, so hopefully that helps out here. And let me see. I just have 1 more screw that needs to come off here. That didn't sound right, by the way. There we go. So you can see here that it did come off, and you can see here that I guess the cooling the cooling gel or whatever you want to call it that goes onto the actual processor. I'm going to probably have to put some new stuff on there, just because this one doesn't look like it's completely doing a good job. So I'm going to have to go ahead and pull this off, and then we'll get that going. But again, here is the old fan. And again, this is pretty much, I want to say, trial and error. I want to get that piece of dust out. This piece of dust is bothering me over here. But so there's the old AMD fan that came with the Ryzen processor. And again, not to say that this isn't doing a bad job or anything like that, but I mean, again, for the most part, I want something that's a little nicer looking and something that will cool the tower a little better. So now I'm going to go ahead again and put that aside for now, and then I'll go ahead and again try to install the fans first, and then of course I will go ahead and install this, which it's again, I'm hoping it fits. We'll see if it fits. All right, so here is the fans that I'm gonna put in. Again, the brand says Konacy. Again, I bought these on Amazon. I got a 2-pack for about 15 or 16 bucks. And you just want to make sure that these do match up with the size of the PC. So let me go ahead and pull one of these out. Of course, I just dropped the set of screws that will go in. But for the most part, I'll go ahead and try to match this up with the old one. Again, the old one, as you can see here, they're pretty much the same size. So again, depending on the tower, again, this is 120 millimeter fan. So again, you do want to make sure they do match up here. See how that goes. So how I'm probably going to set it up, and somebody correct me on this if I'm wrong, right? I do have the front fans blowing the air in, you know what I mean? And the back fan actually is pushing the air out. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm actually going to secure it to where the fan's blowing the air into the actual tower itself as well. And I'm hoping I'm doing this right the first time. But for the most part, this will actually keep this area of the motherboard a lot cooler, of course, along with the graphics card. Again, that graphics card is huge, by the way. I never thought I would own such a huge graphics card. But anyways, let me go ahead and install these. And then, again, I'm going to have to figure out a way to, get these connected. Obviously, you can see here that they come with 2 different connectors. The older PCs have this style of connection. But my motherboard will probably use this one, the smaller 3-pin connector. So I'm gonna go ahead and get that going for you guys. Okay. All right, guys, so I did get that first fan in. Hoping it works. LOL, I'm just not 100% sure. But again, in the meantime, we are going to go ahead and connect this other fan as well. Again, I am time-lapsing some of this just because, again, these are long processes. And just screwing these in actually takes a little bit of time. So just a heads up on that for people that think that, doing custom build PCs are easy. So I'm actually going to lay this back down really quick just because, let me go ahead and change the camera angle there, just because, hello, I'm filming this on the Pixel 4a if you guys are wondering, by the way. So again, I am going to put that back down because, again, I am going to try to make room for this other fan over here, which the other fan, I am going to actually have to try to see if I can mount the fan cable elsewhere, just because I'm not 100% sure if it's going to clip in or not. I know this is a fan right here. System fan. So the reason again being is because again I do have specific layouts for where I can connect these fan connectors, which again these little tips. So the wire for this one is not as long as the old one. The old one was definitely a lot longer. If I plug this in and then I snake it to the back, I should be able to get to this wire down here. But I'm trying to see what other areas I have on the motherboard that I can clip this. And the kind of the bad part about having a big tower like this is, you know, again, you kind of have to pick your spots and where the wires are going to go. But in this case, you know, my cable management system is definitely not the greatest. I'll tell you guys that much right now. And you do have to find the areas where you connect these, obviously. System fan, like I can do it over here on the very bottom. There's one over here, and I believe there's 2 other locations over here, but the one that I had the last one connected to was way over here. So I'm thinking I'm thinking that the wire might not go all the way down for this one. So I'm kind of a little bit worried there. Again, once I put the PC fan there, you're gonna see that it's kind of set up next to it just like that. If I snake it behind, I should be able to do it. I'm just not 100% sure. So the only way to find out is if I stand this up and actually do that really quick. So let me see if I can go ahead and try getting the wires to snake back here. And again, you guys aren't seeing my cable management system down here, but it's pretty dirty. And I'm not sure what this is. This just came off. I don't know if that belongs to the actual back of the PC here. I'm gonna try to figure out where that came off also. Definitely not the motherboard area, that's for sure. I don't know if it plugged in somewhere over here. I don't think it's a important piece, at least not. I don't think it's an important piece, at least not right now. This is what I'm talking about, by the way. But let's go back to time-lapsing really quick, and then we'll figure this out. Alright guys, so unfortunately some bad news. So the part that I ordered, which again was the CPU cooler, that comes with this cool RGB fan, right? For whatever reason, the portion on the bottom, which are the mounting brackets that are supposed to go in there, do not fit, unfortunately. So I am going to have to put back the old, well, not the old, but the AMD cooler for now. And hopefully in another video I will be able to get this. When I ordered the other item on Amazon.com, it did say that it was AM4 compatible, but again, when you try to put something like this in, the mounting bracket just doesn't match up with the back plate that I have from the stock one, from the stock cooler over here, which again, I need that to match up, otherwise it's not going to work, right? So in this case, this little back plate, which I was going over in the other video, it does not, the holes do not match up. As you can see here, there's probably about a good centimeter, or maybe a little bit less than half a centimeter in distance from holes to hole. So even no matter how I do it, whether it be this way or that way, again, the mounting bracket does need to fit this. And this one specifically did not even come with its own mounting hardware, because I believe if it did, it might have a chance in fitting in here. But again, I'm not 100% sure. But for the most part, it does look like it'll fit. But again, I'm not going to take that chance just because, again, I want to make sure that this thing is fully functional, and I don't want to half-ass it and only have 1 or 2 screws in, because you do need this portion of the actual thing to cool the CPU here. So I'm going to just put everything back and then turn this on, and hopefully at least the new fans will work. So again, guys, I do apologize about this. I will have to return this. Luckily, I can return this to an Amazon location, which is a UPS location, so we'll get that going. So again, guys, let's go ahead and get everything connected back, and then we'll go ahead and turn on the actual PC and at least check to see what it looks like with the new fans. Alright guys, moment of truth. So I did get everything connected back. I did have a little bit of a hard time connecting the original PC fan there, just because that back plate was giving me a lot of issues. I did manage to get everything connected, so hopefully everything works okay. I already plugged it in, so I'm just going to try to replace this wire back really quick so that it's not messing with the back fan here. For the most part, let's go ahead and get it turned on. Let's get it turned on to begin with, and let's see. So as you can see here, dust-wise, it's a lot, still a little bit dusty, but it looks good on my end. The computer screen's actually turning on over here, so that's good also. Windows is starting up. But you saw the before, and you're seeing the after. Now keep in mind I have to put the case back on. Now that the fan's properly put back on, I will try to hopefully this cools a little bit better, especially during my editing, because I feel like when I was editing it was just making a lot of noise, and that AMD fan it was speeding up a lot. But again, maybe one of these days I'll go ahead and upgrade the cooler there. But again, as you can see there, the new fans seem to be working pretty good. Again, it looks a lot better. I do have red in the front, and then it's more blue in the middle. So it looks really good. Again, I'm thinking about doing a PC build very soon on that other little micro ATX tower case here. But this looks actually pretty solid. Okay, so for the most part, let me see if I can get the camera up here. There are my fans, right, and they're blowing in air. It's not blowing the air out, but it's blowing the air in. So hopefully I managed to keep this a little bit cleaner, because before I just had this one that was just not here, so it's blowing a lot of it. It was just an empty hole basically. So that looks very nice. And again, you still have the red flames in the red fans in the front, which, you know, one day I might change. One day I might go red all the way around. But I really wanted to again just test that out. Look at these ones. These look pretty nice. And again, it looks pretty cool. It's gonna look cool when the room is dark. So again, guys, this is Mike from BTech Review signing off. Quick fan tutorial, and not too hard. And you can actually do this on an old build or an old PC build. If you guys have an old PC that has these type of fans, these are the 120 millimeter case fans. If you have bigger towers and you just want to do swap outs on the fans, very easy to do. Again, you just have to find the right connections on the motherboard. Usually, sometimes the system will say, or the motherboard will say system fan. So again, you just have to do that. But again, guys, this is Mike from BTech Review signing off again. That probably took a lot longer than I needed it to be, but that's okay. In this case, it's still running. Computer still works. If I can get that going, you can see the computer screen on over there. Desk is a mess. It has a bunch of tools and everything like that. But again, guys, Mike from BTech Review signing off. Don't forget to smash the like button. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.